Oh, what is up, guys? Carlo here, and welcome to another video. So it is the day after we set the desk up, as you saw in yesterday's video. I'm hoping that the arms for the monitors will come today, but I have been presented with another challenge. My graphics card is dying in my system. Um, I was working on a project which I've got open here at the moment. I'll just point you to the right direction. So I've got this project open, okay? And I'm working on a project, and for some reason, yeah, there's something wrong with the rendering in it. So if I just play, it just see that. I'll turn the sound off, and you'll see in the main monitor. You see the lag? It just starts to lag really, really badly. Look at that. It's absolutely awful. Now, I thought it was something to do with the update for Premiere Pro. And the worst thing is, I was sitting there and I was with the client working on this video. And as you can see behind me, it's just lagging like hell. So I'll just stop that. I thought it was the update for Premiere Pro, the April update. And I was sitting there, I was really embarrassed because the computer was lagging. I was thinking, oh God, what is going on here? Do you know what I mean? It's a GTX 980. 6 gigabyte card in here, so it's a pretty beefy card, and I've never had problems with that card in the past. It's always done, 1080p, 4K, 6K, and a little bit of 8K as well, editing with that, and just very light editing in 8K. But this card can handle most things that's thrown at it. So I thought to myself, why is this lagging like this? Do you know what I mean? So I was sitting there with the client. I was saying, look, I'm really, really sorry about this. This is really embarrassing. So I thought to myself, while he was here, I thought, I've got to find out what's going on. So I contacted Adobe because I generally thought it was the update for Premiere Pro. And I said, look, just take over my computer and see what's going. So he took over the computer. He couldn't find any problems, obviously, with the software. He said your software is configured correctly, so on and so on. Everything's running fine. There's nothing wrong with the software. The software's fine. So then he said to me, so what system you got? So I said I had a HP Workstation. He said, well, you should have no problems with that. I told him about my graphics, what graphics I was using. He said that's more than sufficient to run Premiere Pro, so on and so on. And then after I said goodbye to the client, because the client had to go, obviously, because he's been coming here every Tuesday to work on a project, yeah, the computer just shut itself down. And I couldn't get the computer back on. So I ran some diagnostics on it. So I took the 980 out and I put a cheaper graphics card in, fired up, everything was fine. Obviously, it couldn't run Premiere Pro, but I wanted to diagnose what the problem was with the computer. So I put the 980 back in, would not start up. Would not start up. Now, this happened yesterday. So this morning I put the card back in to think, try and, solve the problem, the mystery, and find out, see if I could fix the card, because it's quite an expensive card. It's not a cheap card, you know what I mean? And the computer's fired up, but it's lagging again. So I think the card works for a certain amount of time, then it starts to lag, and then it sort of shuts off. So with the other card that I put in, I want to stress test the system. I stress test the hell out of the system, and I diagnosed it wasn't the system; it was the actual card itself. It was the GTX 980 Ti. So now I have to order another graphics card. Now I did say to you guys in a few videos ago, should I say is that the right terminology? A couple of videos back that I might go for a Quadro K6000, and that was planned during the year because that's like a £6,000 card. So the idea of getting one of them cards wasn't planned yet, and it's still not planned because it's a hell of a lot of money. So I'm trying to debate what sort of card to go for. So I went on the Adobe website and I looked up the best graphics card, shall I say, that work with Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, so on and so on. and they're basically stating that the GTX 1080, sorry, the 1070, the 1080, and the Titan X, they're the three best graphics cards you can get to run Premiere Pro. So I'm thinking to myself, do I want to have another GTX Titan, because I've got one of them upstairs in my son's computer, which I can't obviously take it off of him because I've given it to him. So I can't turn around and say, give me a graphics card back. Here's a bloody GTX 660 or something, because that wouldn't be right. So I'm thinking to myself, do I go for a GTX, another GTX Titan, or do I go for a GTX 1080? Or do I go for a GTX 1070? Because when I was looking at the um, requirements, and when I was looking at the overall review of how they perceive these cards, these three cards in general, 1070, 1080, and Titan X 12 GB, they were basically saying there's not a lot of difference between the 1070 and the 1080, which I find a bit crazy. So the 1070 is like a 8 GB card, the 1080 8 GB, and the Titan is a 12 GB. But obviously the only difference is price. And because I want to go for a Quadro K6000 during the year, I don't want to have to shell out loads of money on a card that's only going to be in the system for say 6-7 months or 5 months or whatever. So I'm going to keep you up to date with what's going on with that. I'll probably go for a GTX 1070 8 GB one to start off with, and then we will go towards the K6000 later on in the year. So I just thought I'd come to you guys and explain exactly what's happened today. I know I'm in the same t-shirt. Yes, Gingaminger. It's just that I've been working literally all night. I've not been to bed. So it's currently 12:34 in the afternoon, and I'm waiting for people to come to do some repairs in the house. And I've had literally no time to do anything. So I'm a bit of a Gingaminger today. So I do apologise about that. I will hold my hands up. Yep, it's the same t-shirt as yesterday, so I do apologise about that. So I will keep you informed on what card I'm going to go for. We'll probably have a little video where we're going live and we'll buy it together, or I might just go to a shop and buy it. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I will install it into the workstation with you guys and run some stress tests and benchmarks just to see what sort of performance I'm going to get from a card like that. So, thank you so much for listening to this little update, or little, not ramble I would say, but a little what's happened since. Like I said, I'm still waiting on the arms to turn up today. If the arms turn up today, that video hopefully should be up tomorrow. But if it don't turn up today and it does arrive tomorrow, then it will still be up tomorrow because I'll do the video tomorrow. So, as always guys, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.